delivered to Chennai. I think she needs to show me how to hack Captain Chocolate's account. Well, now we have a next speaker on the panel. He's Captain Nikunj Parashar from Bombay, CEO Oceanos BV, New Age Mobility. Captain Nikunj Parashar is a distinguished figure whose remarkable achievements have left an indelible mark in the maritime and technological realms. An alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, he stands as the CEO and founder of Sagar Defense Engineering Private Limited, India, and Oceanos BV Rotterdam, Netherlands. His pioneer ventures garnered prestigious accolades, including the National Award in Robotics by DPIIT and NSG Award for countermeasures against improvised explosive device. We are looking at cybersecurity, we are looking at explosive device, oh my gosh. With over 14 years of expertise in shipping operation, ship constructions and safety management, Captain Parashar's patents in electronic and wireless charging systems for unmanned systems highlights his innovation prowess. He is a global representative for India in clean tech, robotics, and autonomous shipping initiatives. His exceptional journey symbolizes dedication, innovation, and unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of maritime technology. Join me in welcoming Captain Nikunj Parashar. We have a short video of him being played. So Sagar, can we have that?
Sit down, video.
Very good evening, dignitaries and the August gathering. It's really always exciting when I come back to the community I belong to. Generally, I'm always with the armed forces, but whenever it's a maritime part, I really feel I'm back home. The title says 8 years of journey, but actually my journey started almost 65 years back when my dad, Bihar से एक छोटे से गांव से निकलकर नौसेना में भर्ती हुए. And that's where he went to serve in war. And he knew he wanted to make his sons captain in the Navy. But हम दोनों भाई में से मैं बड़ा भाई और मैं नालायक था. मैं बाद में फेल हो गया physics, chemistry, maths. So unfortunately, when I failed, it compelled my brother also to really work hard. And those were the late 90s. I also still my references worked for the shipping very well. I'm sure they would be working even today. But worked very well. So I went out at sea. And my younger brother wanted to do civil services. So dad said, एक इतना कमाएगा, दूसरा ऐसे कम कमाएगा, कैसे guarantee? There's no guarantee, right? If you do a graduation, you will clear UPSC. There is no guarantee in that. So he was also compelled behind me to go out to sea. and we both went out at CM and Alacta as usual. So I took my own time to clear my grades. MMTI and MBS college are sitting there from there itself. So brother became a master in good 8.5, 9 years. By 25 he was a master. I was still a mate. And he said that अब मैं civil services करूँ. So he went to Karol Bagh, 8 feet by 6 feet के कमरे में. He started preparing for civil services. And this is where it started clicking me also in that Nikunj, what are you doing with your life? Are you going to be like this, or there has to be a change in your life? So I don't look out for inspiration outside. I look out for inspiration in the family. And I saw my brother. So my eye opener happened when I went to Karol Bagh in the month of Diwali period. You'll see it's all foggy and fog out there. And this boy, जो 12वीं पास है, graduation उसने अभी complete करी है, crossed while through this phase, becoming a master mariner. He had got married also. And I met him, and this was his 4th attempt for civil services. So all his friends had already become senior master mariners. And this boy said कि भाई लोग 16 घंटे पढ़ते हैं तो मैं 18 घंटे पढ़ता हूँ, लोग 18 पढ़ते हैं तो मैं 20, 20 तो 22, 22 तो 24, 24 के बाद तो 2 घंटा सोना पड़ेगा. इतनी बुद्धि भगवान ने मुझे दी नहीं है. So I said that how it's luck, you keep trying. And कहते हैं कि ये बंदे खुद को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा भी तुमसे पूछे कि बता तेरी रज़ा क्या है. It was his last attempt, and I proudly say he went on to become a civil servant. So he is a UPSC, he is an IS today, serving posted in Ranchi, Jharkhand. Now when I looked up to him and he took up commission in 2016, I said it's time for me also to do something different. And I was working with dad, I quit dad and I started Sagar Defense Engineering. And by God's grace, Questcorp came on the idea of autonomous shipping, which you could see here. Questcorp came to invest money. But पैसा तो था मेरे पास, बच्चे ने कहा कैप्टन कुछ तो बचा के रखा हो, ऊपर से बिहारी. So I said I don't need the money because I was not sure that if they gave me also $1 million, what I'm going to do with it. As usual, lost case. So along with my 2 other co-founders, we said no to that money and we started working it. And within 2 years, I landed up burning out all my money what I had. And I was caught. So what next? So my wife is sitting there. चलाक आदमी बढ़िया से मैंने शादी करी, बहुत पैसा है खानदान में. So I went to my brother-in-law and I said 50-50% की partnership करेंगे, 50% कंपनी आपकी. So he agreed. And this is $1 million which came in time. And in the sense is that in your life you need to have that Krishna Bhagwan. So my brother-in-law was my Lord Krishna. He never asked me that what I am doing with his money, but he always trusted me. So a journey from a 120 square feet room went to a 1200 square feet room. From a 1200 it went to a 5000 square feet room. From 5000 to 8000 square feet room. I was talking to Dhruv here and he said, competition to hote hoge business mein. I said, the product which I am building at the technology level where I am working, I don't ask the customer what he wants. I tell the customer what he wants. And I think this is the difference over the period of last 8 years as Sagar Defense Engineering we have been able to create this niche. Learning as a master mariner, I am very glad that I come from this beautiful fraternity of, from sea. And where we had the honor of sailing with some very old good masters from whom we learned, you don't need to look at the radar, you could actually just look across and say, okay, she's going to cross me over, she's overtaking. And that was the era we come from. That really helped me to scale this product. So while I was doing this across on this journey, the failures they do come across. And there was a phase in life when my dad's business went to a debt of 70 crores. He would have been declared NPA a month's time. And these are very important learning lessons of life, to young entrepreneurs also, people who are working, want to quit and have to have their own business. And somewhere in 2017, and we had a month of what we could pay the EMI part across. And I went with my dad to grant a fiddle bag. at their BKC office. Now this manager said, sir, साहब आपके 8 crore के bank loans पे on your mortgage list, you have got a loan of close to 16 crores. So what do you have to lose? You are already in profit. So why not go and ask some more? So we went to the bank. There were around 12 people sitting there. There was one SVP2 there, and a young lady, around 24 years old. She had this poti on dad, and she had opened her books and said, "Uncle ka ye acha nahi, uncle ka wo acha nahi." So dad, in his good 60s, 62, he looks up to that young lady and says, "Beta, tumhari umr kitni hai?" So exactly this happens. Then they will smile and say, "Uncle," so she says 24. तो बोला तुम रहने ही दो, कंपनी को 26 साल हो गए. Now, important is these lessons in life which I learned with my dad really helped. And this exactly happened in 2019 because we did not have any turnover. We were only developing. We were working and there was no contract in place per se. And came to a situation where we had just 2.5 lakhs left in the bank and I had no idea what to do and I didn't want to go to my dad. My wife was actually running the family. She was also the Bank of America software engineer. So I didn't know what to do. The best lesson I learned from my dad is समझ में नहीं तो सो जाओ, सो तो देखो कुछ हो जाएगा. So I did that, and next thing I heard, here is ONGC is ready to invest in us. And it came at the right time. So at 10 just hours after match, we say it's 90% hard work, 10% luck. I would say it's 10% hard work, 90% luck. But that 10% of hard work in a human form is actually 90%. So there was a time when destiny also in place. So ONGC comes on board, they invest, they take us to the next step. So from a 5,000 square feet, we move to an 8,000 square feet. And in shipping, we say bed, borrow, buy, steal. I follow that very well. So when I needed that 8,000 square feet, so there's a friend of mine, my wife's classmate, उसकी शादी की जगह जहाँ वो शादी करवाता है. So इसलिए ये मुझे रेंट पे दे दो 33,000 रुपए पे. And being a builder, he loves cash. I said, I'll give you cash, but take small rent from me. And that's where we used to do all our testing and trials in this place, and there was a small lake next to it. So there we developed our first vessels. As we progressed, God has been kind, Government of Maharashtra, I would say in the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, the vision changed at the national level. And we get IDBI Bank, they come and invest in us. And that was great. So we raised another 8.5 crores, we moved to the next level. As we progressed, a challenge came up from the government to develop the first weaponized autonomous boat, and we were selected, we were two of the companies we were selected for it. One was a company which was valued over 4,000 crores, second was us, who was valued somewhere around 30 crores with zero turnover. And this is a time we took a leap of faith. And the leap of faith was that I went to my investors and I said, could you invest another 35 crores? And if you invest at another 35 crores, I promise you I will get you a contract of over 700 crores. And during that sales pitch, and it was the toughest sales pitch of my life because I never had a presentation, I just called up on a Friday evening to the investor at 8:30 in the night and told him over the phone. Next day morning he calls me and said, Nikunj, are you serious what you're talking about? I said, sir, yes, I'm very serious. All the hard work we have done over this period of 7 years could come on true if you could put in this 35 crores because that's the money we really look forward to. On a Sunday evening, the investor calls up and says, we are in. In 20 days, the money checks into our account. What you saw here a few minutes back is the country's first weaponized boat. And when I'm talking to you, the government of India is working on a procedure to hand over a contract of more than 700 crores. It doesn't stop there, and I proudly say as a seafarer, we built the first factory of autonomous unmanned systems in Pune, and I would like to welcome all of you, please visit. I keep asking seafarers to come and see, because I'm a simple master brain, I would be barely few physics, chemistry, maths, और 60% बहुत important होते हैं shipping में जाने के लिए, मेरे वो भी नहीं थे ठीक से. We are setting up a second factory, and fortunately we have already outgrown it, even before we were going to set up. So I think somewhere it's time and space, somewhere it is hard work, and there are a few lines, when I was sitting here, I just read it. जिंदगी में जब तू हार गया, बचाना कुछ भी अपना है, तेरी अंतिम सांस तक जो वो तेरा सपना है. You have to live your dream. I am living that dream. हम चौल से आए थे, हमें नहीं पता था कि हम यहाँ पहुँच पाएंगे. But I think it's due to shipping, it's due to this community, it's due to the seawater, and really legends from Dubai.